Welcome everyone to our live stream here on lichess and Twitch. Welcome everybody. Friday Blitz challenges. Yeah, right. Whatever, dude. Masturbate, what's up? Get out of here. What's up? I love this how my graph makes a Ukrainian flag. It's kind of cool. Coincidence? Illuminati. I think not. It's a message from God or extraterrestrial beings. The odds are that God is an extraterrestrial being. Alright, Ripunbansal Ripunj. Learning Chess 6 is back with us. Vivon, is that you? Wait, there was something with that. Alright, there was something about that account I didn't like. Were you banned or something previously? What was the deal with your account? Did I have to ban you for something? I can't remember. They sneak back after I ban them. No, I'm not sure. They're different people. Only players from India are allowed to challenge today. What is... This stream time isn't good for North America and Europe. I'm doing a Southeast Asia stream time. Alright. The Asian stream time. There are huger odds. Huger. Somehow, I don't think that's a word. It's 4 p.m. Yeah. Huger odds that there's no divine being, but your rating colors look cool. Right. It matches my Ukrainian flag. Alright. That's all we've got for challenges. 3 challenges. No subscriber challenges, just Repun. Repun is a subscriber. Alright. I hate mornings, people. I'm just not really a morning person. You know, it's interesting. I used to wake up to play poker really early in the morning, which was a very strange thing to do. When I used to play like smaller poker tournaments. It's sort of it's forgotten. It's so long ago. Back in like 2010, 2011, 2010, let's say. I would wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and play poker. That was very strange. But generally speaking, I don't like morning time. Oh, I have something for you. E4, E5, new idea. Oh, if possible, play E5. Yeah, there you go. I have a tournament tomorrow. Breakfast poker. No, the only gambling that's good with breakfast is Keno. Knight F6. Do you play Keno a lot? Yeah, what am I thinking? I don't even play the 2 knights defense. But I knew you would do this. Variation has no name. Calmly playing bishop b3. Alright, whatever. No big deal. Just your bishop. H3. You're a Kino fanatic? Really? Didn't they have like Kino in like restaurants and stuff? Out there, Asterbate? You can play Kino anywhere. Mule Skinner 71. Subscribe with Prime. Why is it called Kino? What does it mean? Why Kino? I mean, I get like bingo. It's kind of like bingo, but why Kino? What is the key? Where does that come from? It's basically like bingo. It's like gambling bingo on the screen. It's like it's a gambling thing. You can just do it anywhere on some screen in like a restaurant or something. It's basically bingo for money. The thing that bothers me about Ripun Bansal is that he just moves quickly no matter what. Never gets phased by anything. I guess we're going to fianchetto our bishop. That is an important piece, right? You don't have one. Totally inconsistent. Like, 1 minute you're playing rook a4, and the next minute you're playing bishop h6. Is that like, so your rook can swing across here? Really? That's insane. Yeah, it's the evils of capitalism, Dr. Tripchance. Oh, it's a Chinese name. No. Oh, Kino is Chinese? Get out of here, really? Is it a Chinese game? I thought it was just like borrowed from bingo. So it's actually a Chinese game. Chinese lottery game. Chinese are big on lottery. Alright, let's see. Knight h5. And I can't decide what to do. Why does a grandmaster? You pick some Lotto Air ping ball thing, selects a ping ball numbered. What's the ping? Where are you getting this ping from? Is that a... Oh, like a ping pong ball, you mean? Are you putting your 1952 in chess 960 because of like bullet chess 960? So what's the point? Like, you just survive until you flag people on time? 1896. He's like extremely aggressive with no fear of a higher rated player. You think like if you lost to someone 76-5, you would be a little intimidated by them. But he plays like he has no fear of me whatsoever. I don't feel like I'm 76-5 against him either. So I guess I don't blame him. It's very strange. I have a lot of opponents like this where I have this overwhelming score, but the games were never overwhelming. It's very strange. Very few of the games are overwhelming. It's just like battle of attrition. Like, there's a fearful move, right? I'll just... what? Yeah, he just got crazy with the one-move tactic. On a scale of like 1 to 10, you're like, I don't know, fearless aggression is a little on the high side. Yeah, it's under schedule. It's very deep. If you go to the Twitch page, there's like a part that shows schedule. You want to check that. It's very deep. Learning chess 6. He's busy. I don't do simul, sorry. I don't know, Repunj. It feels like you play that game too recklessly. You know, you're playing an IM who's a lot higher rated. I would be more cautious against higher rated players. You played as if you're playing like a 1200, I feel like. You treated me like I was a 1200. I don't think it's a good idea to play recklessly against higher rated players. I think you want to be more cautious. You played a cautious opening, and then you just like went ballistic with like h4 and stuff. You gotta play the position. I didn't think like h4 was justified. Well, if you were +3, it was purely because of some kind of one-move tactic. The game was never that much in one side's favor or the other under normal circumstances. It's possible like we missed some kind of very simple tactic, but that's not really the important part. I feel as if you play too recklessly. It wasn't that kind of position where you should play h4. I mean, you have a completely like quiet system you're playing, and then you're suddenly going h4, h5 out of the blue. And the evaluation of the computer is not really that relevant. It's possible that I made a blunder at some point, but for the most part, it was a pretty stable game. At least your opponent is actually taking their time, which is unusual. Knight b6. So 97, I guess. You didn't see a way to play other than h4. You could like move your king back and forth. Yeah, that's indicative that you have a problem. It means you're impatient if you don't see anything other than h4. There are literally a million moves you can play. You're not under any real threat. I thought h4 was really reckless, but it didn't lose the game. I'm just making an observation, you know. I think you should be aggressive against weaker players and more cautious against stronger players. Some people have a different philosophy, and I think that it's dangerous. This idea that you should roll the dice and play wildly against stronger players. I disagree. I think you should be as aggressive as possible against weaker players to put pressure on them, but play more solidly against stronger players and make them have to prove it, you know. Because also when you're playing stronger players, the draw is like a weapon. You know, if you threaten to draw, a draw is a bad result for the higher rated player. So if you keep a draw in hand and you just play steady, the other guy has to try to beat you, you know. That's not an issue when you're playing against a lower rated player. But if you're playing a higher rated player, you could threaten them with a draw. So a lot of times they go crazy, you know, trying to beat you in a drawn position or something. I don't agree with that we should play it like American football and do a Hail Mary when we're playing higher rated players. I think, like, you know, play your game and don't go crazy. And I had almost the exact same game against somebody the other day. It wasn't you, was it? Did we play the same variation? No, I must have been white in both games. A couple of years ago I had a game against a kid in a rapid tournament, but he was much higher rated. Probably like, I don't remember who it was. They were like 1800 FIDE. Some German guy. The common idea is to sack the exchange on d4. Scraff. But that's what the guy did and like lost. Alright, I should probably give out some knowledge here. Generally speaking, on the white side of the Marazzi, like this isn't a good plan. F3 is normal, A5 is normal, but knight d5 is not a great move. You're not like supposed to trade pieces here. I mean, you're supposed to actually try to avoid exchanging pieces because you have more space. Knight d5 is not a good plan, and also exchanging the darks for bishops on g7 doesn't help. Doesn't help white. Wow, is knight g4 dangerous? It's a deep move. Knight e3. Multiple ideas. Knight g4 is suddenly a tricky idea. Let's see what he comes up with here. Right? Multifaceted. The guy's 1200 in rapid. I guess you just abandon all your games or something. That's extremely strange. Most people are about 300 to 400 points higher in Rapid than Blitz, and you're the opposite. What's that about? The Rapids are inflated by about 300 points. You should be about 2,000 or 1,900. Let's say 1,900 in Rapid if you're 1,600 in Blitz. It's very obvious that the Rapid ratings are inflated here. That's been the case for a couple of years now. So that's extremely strange. You have the inverse of normal rating. Totally 1900 level game by white. Not sure which way to do this. It's hard to say which way I should go, which outpost I should go for the knight. The c5 knight blocks the c file. Black is better, but like a computer probably isn't going to lose this position with white. White has good defensive resources. Yeah, he's not playing like a 1200. That seems to be consistent. Like whenever I play someone who's 2100, they're much easier to beat than the average like 1200. There's something about that. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I'm not going to do takebacks. Sorry. So, like, look at this game. My opponent's supposedly 1200 in Blitz. That's a little hard to believe. As usual, he knows, 10 moves of theory in the Marazzi. Actually, 12 moves. And then plays this common move, 95. But 95 sucks. 95 sucks. Hey, look at White's score here. Dreyev versus Mamadov. I mean, the only way that Alexei Dreyev would play this position with White is if he wanted a prearranged draw. I mean, he knows as well as I do that this sucks. Yeah. Just nothing for White. Alright. Learning chess. Bukyash, another Indian player. We're not getting anyone from Europe or the United States or Canada or anything here. The only time zones we're getting players from is Indian time zone. Maybe a little later we'll get some other. Aserbaid's here, always here, but he's never sleeping. F4, not a great move. Oh, Patty Brew, PK. How are you? Are we doing chess lessons? Informally, in a sense. Every game is a lesson. I never had a coach when I was a kid or a young man until I was already a FIDE master. I mean, the only lessons I ever got were lessons like this, you know? Informal lessons. So in a sense, we're doing chess lessons. You could say that. Guys, check out my YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. I don't know, one of these days I think I'm gonna have to get my game scores out and start making videos about my best games. I guess before I die, I should make a compilation of my best games. Never thought of myself as famous enough to write a book of my games. You're stuck 1250, 1350. Well, I don't think the color should matter at that rating level, to be honest with you. I don't think that being white or black matters, like below the master level much. Chess is very popular in India. It must be like the country where it's grown the most. Although it was always popular. I mean, it seems like it's insanely popular now. Interesting. F4 just not really an appropriate move by white. I guess it's not that bad though. Slightly weakening white's king side. Yeah, you can play it. It's interesting. You can play like e4, turn it into a closest lane. This is not a great move. Rook e1 is better off on f file. A6. Better off on f file. Grammatically correct. I mean, actually, like, it's more important that you know how to play with black than with white because you're moved down, so I've always been more concerned about my openings when I'm black than with white, and I think that's the case with most people. Wow, he just went with b4. That's annoying. I guess I should have thought about this. No, this is normal, I guess. Guess it's normal. The only weird thing about this position are the moves rook e1 and f4. Other than that, it would be like a normal game. Any chance I'm going to play someone twice? I do that sometimes if there's no other challenges, but I don't like to take challenges like second game from people when there's other people I haven't played. So normally not. At the end of the stream, if we have no one left challenging, I'll do it. Looks like white is what it is, man. Reckless. Loose. Too loose and reckless. We saw a little bit of this in Replin's game as well. But if you play too loose and recklessly, what does it mean, right? It means that you're not playing strong enough opposition. It means that you're like beating on weak players and you never play enough strong players, or else you'd have a stronger sense of danger. If you play too recklessly, it's a sign you need stronger opposition, probably. White's loose moves will be his demise here. Knight g4 obviously possible, but white has knight e4. How can we answer that? There's always... Interesting. Ignore the threat and play a random other move. Counter-attacking. Anything's possible. Yeah, I guess b5 is not a bad move. But White's already burned his bridges. That's just unexpected. Now he's totally lost. Keep wanting to play knight g4. Still not over. That's true. You have that. Discoveries. Knight check. I mean, how many squares does this queen have? Yeah, like White's totally reckless. I'm probably missing a lot. I probably missed a lot of good moves already. Bijak. Yeah, well, your game from yesterday was interesting. We spent a lot of time on that. Felt like yesterday we hosted an analysis stream for subscriber games, and I feel like the early games, I usually analyze longer. It's kind of hard to be fair about it. I just analyze the games that I find more interesting personally, a little deeper sometimes. The King's Indian is always a favorite of mine, I guess, so that's one reason. You're welcome. Yeah, but Arsenal raised an interesting question. To be honest, I always like the King's Indian better than the Benoni, but in that variation, I think his suggestion is good. Maybe it's just better to play the Benoni in those H3 from my perspective. Yeah, we've got subscribers. Sorry. hiccups. Well, Sumaher is a subscriber. It's not enough to be from India. We have 3 challenges, 4 challenges, 5 challenges from India. 1 from Serbia, and 1 from Ukraine. Though you never know. I think he's really from Ukraine. I put Ukraine as a show of solidarity. A lot of people are putting Ukraine as their flag for solidarity. But I'm going to take subscriber challenges first. No, it's Friday. I'm not supposed to do that. Okay. So we just go on to the next challenge. Sorry. Not enough games. This player does not have enough games. We have a 100 game requirement. 100 blitz or longer. Harshi has the requirement. I said I wouldn't play them anymore because they don't play, right? Wasn't that it? I wasn't going to play them anymore because they don't play like a 1200. Let's play this player. No, Harshi's account is too sus. I mean, you're just not a 1200. You're playing like your 2100 and your rating is 1200. I'm not going to take that challenge. Alright, Sumaher, Pranav, Tejas already played. You have to have 100 games. You can't play like you're 1,000 rating points higher than your rating. Because that's a sign you're playing like with two more than one person on the account or something. Which is not cool. I wanted to play the Sveshnikov, although I don't really play it. It's fun. You know what? You can't even get like someone. What's scary if you play. I'm sorry, I'm like losing my train of thought, but it would be good to think about what I'm going to say before I say it. So, if you play just random anonymous players, you could play for all day, like 24 hours, and not get an opponent who plays the white side of the open Sicilian. It's insane, you know. It's so hard to even practice your openings here, unless you're playing, you know, players who are at least like 1800. I tried for like a couple nights to play anonymous games against people who would let me play the Sveshnikov. I'm not really an authority, Tejas. But I think that variation is played. But it's not a Sveshnikov. Alright, Bishop G5, A6. We can't just call everything the Sveshnikov, you know. Sveshnikov is this position specifically. It used to be called the Lasker Pelican. It was one of my first openings I attempted. Now, I'm not sure if I actually played it, though. I got a book on it when I was a beginner. It was way too complex. I don't recommend playing this for relatively beginner level players. If you have a bad memory for variations longer than 8 moves, yeah, this opening is not a good idea. That's the reason why I declined to learn it when I was starting out. I bought the book, it sounded cool, but then it was just too complex. If the opening has to be sorted by Dewey Decimal System, you know that it's too complex for a beginner. Wow. Okay, he knows what he's doing. Like, G3 is kind of probably a mainline move. Kind of, probably. Very definitive. Definitive concepts. Like, kind of, probably. Wow, F4 is risky, man. Hey man, F4 is risky, dude. That's a risky move. Risque. Man, look how fast he is. He's 2366 in rapid. What? What is that about? Oh no. I don't know. I don't get it, man. This is sketchy. This is sketchy, dude. What's the deal with this account? You're 1800 in bullet, you're 1900 in blitz, and 2366 in rapid. That's a little too much. It's a little too much. Like, okay, 2000, 2300, maybe. I'm just accepting a draw. I don't know why. Yeah, I mean, 200 points, 250. This is a bit exaggerated. Yeah, he's like 450 points higher in rapid than blitz. That's pretty sus, honestly. I played 4 CPL. But I don't know, his ratings are sus. I don't like that. If I even have the slightest... See, the problem is I can't play against computers, and I hate playing against computers, and I don't want to play against computers, knowingly or not knowingly. If I have even like a 1% suspicion that someone is cheating, I can't concentrate. I just can't stop thinking about the fact that I'm probably or might be playing a computer. Once I start to suspect somebody, forget about it. I can't play, you know. There's just no way. In the back of my mind, I think it might be an engine. I miss the days when computers were beatable. Then it was fun, but now it's not fun anymore. Well, there's a lot of players here who I've played many times. I know you're not suspicious. Drunken hard streamer. I wanted to make my stream like something sarcastic today. Drinking vodka shots for every game I lose. just to like get random viewers. All right. Whatever. Yeah, I just hate morning chess. It's hard. I don't do well with morning. Yeah, b5 doesn't work here. The Hikaru variation. I love fresh air, but I hate opening the windows with the ambulances. Sounds carried like really very, very far at a higher level. You don't hear these ambulance sounds as loud on the street level as we do up here. But it's extremely annoying when I'm like streaming or trying to concentrate and it's like ambulance after ambulance. Yeah, Sumihara, you need to take your time, dude. This is not a critical move. I thought it had to do with something else. Knight takes d4 is boring. Boring. Well, I mean, he offered me a draw the last game. Okay, his ratings are suspicious. You know. And that position wasn't a big deal. I'm playing the Sveshnikov because I think I'm playing like an 1800. And then I look down and realize that they're 2366. Like, honestly, I wouldn't play a Sveshnikov if I thought, you know, you're a master strength player. 2366 rapid, it's kind of getting close to legit, like, national master strength. The rapid ratings got really inflated, so I should be, like, over 2600 now. But I haven't played much, so my rating has stayed... It stayed down where you know, people used to be. But as rapid got more popular here, the ratings have inflated in a corresponding way, so I should be much higher now. Now 2500 is really not very strong. I can easily be like 2650. But it takes some time. Nevertheless, like 2360 is pretty strong. It's not bad. Nikola Tesla made a tower, and it was before Wi-Fi was made. We call it Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi in the West. Wi-Fi is the Hungarian pronunciation. Dude, what are you doing? Are you going to castle queenside? Really? You know, Sumahara, maybe you should start thinking about taking up the London system. Seriously. I mean, I guess he was afraid I would have a bishop sack on h2. I didn't intend that, but it's possible that, yeah, I don't think it would work. You're the only one. We're both suffering from the same condition. It takes me hours to wake up mentally. You know what you're doing perfectly well. Better than I do. Everyone's underrated that plays on my stream. Because I'm 2650. Chess Army Original 22. Actually has games. That's nice not to play a provisional account. Esan. The point was to do this. This is the plan for whatever it's worth. ST Brown, welcome. He said hi to Asterby. So I already played Tejas. Kimia, we've never played before. They have enough games. Esan, Chess Army Original. All those challenges are acceptable. You have 100 games or more, Blitz or longer. You have an established account. Your challenge is 5+3, casual. Back to E2. Now, frankly, I underestimated this move. Alright. Not that I underestimated, I didn't estimate it. I don't know what I was expecting, actually. I guess I expected h3, but that's not a good move. So I should have been prepared. he's got a castle queenside. Even after all the games that Sumo Hare has played with me, I would argue he also fits slightly into the category of too aggressive. Maybe not. He's not as bad as some people. He is aggressive, though. It's good to be aggressive in any game. I'm just saying you got to be careful not to be too aggressive, especially against, like, strong players. Don't want to overdo it. So what's the plan here? Queen a5? Danger. Danger, robot. Danger, robot. Bishop f8. Wow. This is a weird move. Danger bot. Oh yeah. Yeah, he's an incredibly strong player in some ways and inconsistent. I mean, I'm just trying to think, you know, have I ever in my life seen someone castle queenside and a queen's gambit accepted with white? Like, you're seriously the first player in the history of my chess experience who ever castled queenside in the QGA with the white pieces. That's pretty crazy, you know? I've never seen anyone do that before you. It's unbelievable. I mean, that's crazy, man. To castle queenside and a queen's gambit accepted. You're the first person in the history of chess to do that. That's kind of disturbing. And he just does it like falling out of bed, man. No problem. I've been playing chess for 30 plus years, 35 years, and I've never seen a game where white castled queenside and a queen's gambit accepted. It's the first time in my life, like literally. No, it was such a weird position it became appropriate. I'm 12, but I just look old for my age. I'm big boned. He's gonna lose on time? That's weird. You don't ask someone how old they are, especially grown-ups. He's winning. +3. Yeah, he has knight takes g7, right? I don't even need to see it. I already know. There's also the possibility of knight h6 check, right? I thought it was knight takes g7. Yeah. No, I saw it as soon as I played knight e4. Yeah, it was a blunder, but I was in trouble already. My queen is in danger of getting trapped already. And he's got h3 and g4. It's a brilliant pawn sacrifice. I didn't like this. because of h3, queen takes g2, and then the g file with crushing threats. White like 99% out of 100 people would castle kingside in this position. I don't know, is he afraid of this? Like, this doesn't work. You have knight back to f3 if I try to like play for mate or something. Now, normally he does queen c2 in every position. I wonder why he didn't just do that. Let's see, here. I wonder why he just didn't do this directly. Yeah, I mean, like, this... I don't really like your knight coming to b5. Now queen c2 is the best move on the board. And then queen e5 was a mistake. So queen h5 is a mistake. Oh, you had e4 here, of course. Now I'm in some trouble with that center. You're gonna castle queenside later. Well, actually, you could castle either way, but you should have seen knight takes g7. Because anything I do, you take on e8. That's the funny part, right? I realized too late I don't have, like a move. I just didn't calculate beyond the previous move. Where is everybody? It's still early. See, you hear that ambulance? Now, if we were street level, it would be more drowned out by other stuff, so it wouldn't be quite as like noticeable and annoying as it is like on the 5th floor of a building. You just hear that stuff like really clearly up here. The general street noise is unhearable, but dogs, and now the dog has been... This is one problem with being a chess player. You become extremely hypersensitive to sounds because tournament conditions are like absolutely silent. This is my problem. I'm on the top floor, unfortunately. That creates problems with lots of things. Rain, mosquitoes, pigeons, crows. The negatives seem to outweigh the positives. Okay, so that's a weird move. Mosquitoes are very bad because you get puddles on the roof of your building, and then they breed, and you get more up here. I had a mosquito already. It's March 25th, and 2 days ago I killed a mosquito in my office. It's not like I live in a tropical climate. I mean, come on. That's crazy. Mosquitoes in March. I'm already like being attacked by mosquitoes. That's climate change. Alright. Pigeons. Yeah, we get a lot of pigeons. I like when they walk. I upskirt pigeons. I take photos of them, post them on the internet. Pigeon upskirting. Flying rats. D5. Trying to play the Sveshnikov, but I don't know what I'm doing. Man, if the mosquitoes get in the room and you're sleeping, it's a disaster. I can't sleep. I'm very sensitive. If they bite me, I become extremely itchy, and then I can't sleep. I need like mosquito netting on the window. This is lame. Oh, okay. You see spikes on buildings to stop them crapping everywhere? That's for... Okay, that's interesting. Anti-pigeon spikes. Anti or anti? No, I mean, here I think we have a player whose ratings look consistent. Yeah, lately they've been like underfoot on the street. I almost like fell on one the other day. He was literally under my foot. Just flew under my feet. Wow, this is a dangerous idea now. He goes f4. Possibly it's even sound. Blunder? Blunder. Unclear. Knight there. Knight e3. I don't like that. I don't like f5 after knight g4. But maybe I add some in between move. White don't play like a 1300. But that's bullet, but still. For a guy who didn't know the fifth move of the opening, he's pretty freaking good. Iranian name, Persian name, right? I beat Carlson, Tejas. This is gonna be my new like YouTube video. I beat Carlson, and I don't lie. But he's not the strongest player I've ever played. Rook f1. This doesn't seem right. I'm gonna do it anyway. Heinrich Carlson. I was just kidding around. I beat Magnus's dad, a famous story, but this is it's a meme title for a video I'm gonna do. We'll make like a overly hyped, fake Eric Rosen style title. What was the question? Who's the strongest player I ever played? Well, Magnus. But he wasn't like 2800 when I played him. He was a GM though. I mentioned this on my stream. I've never been paired with someone who was over 2700 in a tournament game. I'm really sorry I can't play in like the European Championship. I would have the perfect rating to get like paired with. Yeah, I mean really I should play in those super snob tournaments. If I played like Isle of Man and Gibraltar, the European Championship, I could play 2700s. Probably like round 1. But I just don't have the money to spend, you know, to go on holiday to Gibraltar or something. That's for like rich kids with rich parents. I remember when the Hungarian Chess Federation paid for the women to go. Hungarian women got to play in Gibraltar. That was weird. I'm a US Federation player though. But for many years I've been thinking about switching to Hungarian Federation so I could play in European Championships. But I never pulled the trigger on it. It'd probably be better for my chess if I switched to Hungary. I get to play stronger players in some good tournament once in a while. Do title players get played to play in tournaments? Damn, dude, you're like a human question box. You're worse than my son. He's 11. Players get paid to play in tournaments. Yeah, of course. I get paid very little. That's the pathetic reason why I didn't change my federation from Hungary to... from US to Hungary. Some very little bit of money I've made from paid appearances. But it's not worth it, really. I got paid very little to play in like IM tournaments. Not worth it. Does City Pool masturbate? I mean like Hungarian mineral bath? Like Bobby Fischer? Well, I mean, for grandmasters, it's common for appearance fees and invitations to tournaments. For IMs, obviously, it's a lot less common. Depends on how high rated you are, too. If you're like a super grandmaster, you probably get a lot of opportunities. If you're just an average grandmaster, you probably get a few. Alright. Guys, I have exactly 40 minutes left. Shorter stream. Usually I'm streaming till 2:30. That doesn't seem right. Usually I'm streaming till 1:30. I am streaming till 12:50 today. 12:55. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, we got till 12:55, so we have 40 minutes left. Chess Army Original. Okay, there's another player first. He just already played. I'm only going to take that challenge if there's no one left. Our resident master gets invites. Well, it was good. I'm hoping for the odd grandmaster invite. Like, if someone offered me to play in a GM tournament, I'll consider it. I've declined a number of opportunities to get paid to play in IM tournaments lately. It just doesn't pay enough. They're basically offering me half of what I would make by teaching. The average appearance fee for Hungarian IMs is like not enough to make a living for me. I have to decline. Respectfully decline. I actually lost money. I mean, the last couple of times I've played in IM tournaments, I was paid to play in IM tournaments. I'm actually losing money. It's like a favor for the organizers. I'm doing a favor for them by playing at a loss. It's like vacation. I did that last year and the year before. Knight g4 is not a good variation. I don't think it's great. That's a move, Shaki, but it goes against principles. There's a famous game Nesbedinov won with white against that. It's not in that variation though. You're supposed to play a5 or what? I'm thinking of the a5 variation. 8a5, is it here? Here, right? a5, a4, then knight g4. The oigol, or whatever it is, ugol. a5, a4. But I don't know the a5 line too well. White made a mistake here. I'm supposed to play knight takes e4. But it's only a draw. Dubov played this with white, I think, voluntarily. Excuse me, everybody. Yeah, I think Dubov has a game, like knight e4 with white. Knight e4, knight e4, d5. Bishop d3. So he's supposed to play bishop e3, not castle. But I'm not going to do it anyway, because it's just too drawish. If I equalize with knight takes e4, it's just basically millions of draws. Once my friend Bill Kelleher had to like beat some guy who was like 2100, and he did that and he had a really tough time. Sometimes you have to play you have to literally not play the best move in order to avoid the game being like a draw. We're gonna have to set, we're gonna have to set a question limit. 5 questions per stream, per user. At least in the morning streams. You can use channel points to ask questions, maybe. We'll do that. We need something for the channel points anyway. You can redeem your channel points for questions. I can't even keep track of Tejas' questions. Grumpy this morning. Yeah, this is not okay. Yeah, I mean, speaking of knight g4 now you've got a serious problem. So knight g4 now, knight c6, knight e3, or even b takes c. Knight g4, knight c6, knight e3, knight d8, knight d1, knight f7. I also have the knight takes e4 tactic. This is still working. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see, knight e3, knight d8, knight d1, knight f7. takes e3. So what's going on there? It's making my head hurt. Is there an easier way to do this? Like BC? Bishop d4. e5. Pawn takes pawn. Oh man. Better there. What if I just take 93, 98, 91, knight f7? No, if rook f7, I'm losing the exchange. So I have to do like another move. Knight takes c3. Does that even work? I don't know. I'm not even sure. I can't calculate that far. I can play like bishop d4, queen b6. Black is the better. Black is the better. Better in the endgame. Not that much better. Yeah, this is disturbing. E5 takes queen h4, h3. Bishop takes. Bishop takes, knight takes. I don't know. I have c5. It's not clearly that great either. c5. It's interesting. Is that White's like USCF membership number? 12494. My USCF membership number is like 12494 something. This is phone number. Alright. And I was thinking this. Yeah, this isn't so great. Husky, welcome. How are you? That's the hardest question. I hate it when people ask me what my favorite is. And that applies to everything. I hate deciding favorites. Favorite opening, favorite music, favorite band, favorite whatever. Supermodel. It's just not easy. Not good at making decisions, I guess. You like the Russian game with Cochrane Gambit? Masturbate? ASCII code. Askerbait. White loses the exchange and technically is losing. I thought he might take with the king on f2. I wasn't sure what would happen here. This was weird. I didn't see c5 to the last minute. I was afraid of this diagonal. There's no tricks though, like bishop takes a7, e6. Yeah, now white is just lost. What am I doing with this move, essentially? Like, forcing him to bring his knight back in the game? It's kind of a stupid idea. Like, it really wasn't a good move, maybe rook b4, objectively. The objectivity. He should have brought it back. I think rook b4 is a big mistake. I mean, I'm literally forcing his knight to go back into the game where it was better placed. Not feeling very awake today. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Don't be greedy when you're up material. Don't be greedy ever, unless you have no other choice. I wanted to see this though. Did I play the best there? You know, he made a sort of like typical mistake in the opening with f4. That's, I'm sure there's a million games on lichess. You know, so as I pointed out, like you could do this, which equalizes, but it's not as good. You end up. So I played perfectly, according to the engine. The question was here. I was right not to do this. This was very tempting, but it looked unclear to me. Knight takes d8, knight takes d1. Actually, I thought he had this, but this is a blunder. I missed this. Knight takes... The point is knight takes b2. This is hanging, and this is hanging. I didn't see that. You should just recapture. Okay. But this is stronger. So here's correct. Here. Here. And I found it. Wow, the best move. c5 is engine. I'm not sure that I've ever played this before. Now, like, if you do this, you have much. You have not much. Like, one move is very key. All right. Chess Army Original. The Chess Army. Guys, we only have 20 minutes left. So, 2 games. Last 2. Chess Army Original and one more. It looks like it would be ST33 if he's still with us. Next week, stream goes back to normal. We are unfortunately dealing with this daylight savings time craziness where it's like uncoordinated. It's daylight savings time in the US, but not here, which messes up my whole operation. Lakey, Heiki. Question limit exceeded. Sorry. You've exceeded your question limit. Did US switch to permanent daylight saving? You know, it's an interesting question. Apparently, like, the US Congress wasn't really paying attention, and they all like agreed on something to like make daylight savings time permanent. My understanding was that yes, they did, but it won't take effect till 2023, of course. But I'm not an expert. No, that's not politics. That's life. We have to know. We have to know what the schedule is here. Discussing daylight savings time is unfortunately practical. So the question is, theoretically, yes. This is weird. Weird, I say. Takes 94? Huh. Oh, I have a trick? Of course you do. I don't know. No, I don't know. No, I guess bishop f5 is a good move. I really have no freaking clue. Clues. We transpose to, I think I've had this position with white before. It's a rare solid line here. Yes, that's the correct move. Las Vegas time. Ask me, did you go to your wait, let me understand what you were talking about the other day. You're talking about an estate sale? But is that an online estate sale or like an in real life estate sale? I didn't understand. Or both. I thought you were talking about like a real life estate sale. Not a virtual one. Virtual reality. Both. Okay. Well, let me just say that like my impression was that those prices are a little high. Whether their asking prices are high, of course, on the website. You never pay what they're asking at an estate sale. I know from experience. So what's the best move here? Good question. Man, who is this guy? Chess Army Original. 1800 bullet, 2200 blitz. No rapid. Speed, very solid. Ban you? Why are you saying that? You haven't had enough attention? Do you need more attention? We can recommend a therapist if you need it. I didn't see any cause to ban you. Yeah. I don't do therapy. I'm not licensed for that. Dude, if this guy got any more solid, he would just like... I can't find a continuation of what I was trying to say. Alright. Continuations. Check. Right? I'm anticipating a draw here. We're gonna end the game with like 8 center pawn loss for both sides, it looks like. It is possible black has some kind of microscopic advantage, but maybe I'm being optimistic. Wouldn't be the first time. But I generally tend to be pessimistic in nature. Occasionally I get the opposite. Looks like it's equal, objectively. Equal. Like, really equal. It's like legit equal. I mean, white's... Can white overextend themselves and lose? Is the $1 million question. Shall we overextend ourselves? Queen takes. Interesting. Well, objectively, it's a draw. I mean, a draw is a draw. It is what it is. I have time for one more game. Queen b7 best. Or not. Maybe I have to play for keeping the queens on here because his king is less safe than mine. If I trade queens, I'm probably a tiny bit worse. It's a draw, but dangerous. I think this is the right decision. Objectively, I have a safer king. And really no losing chances. You trade queens, you give him a slightly better rook ending, and now you have to kind of grind out a draw. The key moment, really. My pawn's hanging, so I have to probably play king f8. But again, it is objectively... I think this is objectively a draw. Not sure about even king f8. I could play e6, but it weakens my structure. Wow, that's quite a move. Queen c3. Whoa, where are you going? King F4 is pretty crazy. Where's my time? Oh, this guy's like ultra confident, super fast. I don't see how they could be 1800 in bullet. There'd be no way. That doesn't seem possible. To be this fast and put pressure on me and play the game so correctly. Their bullet games would have to be from like 2 years ago or something. I doubt they can be 1800 in bullet and 2200 blitz. So that's maybe another player, his little brother. Too quick to be 1800 bullet. There'd be no way. But I guess their blitz rating is legit. They were a little deceptive there. I didn't expect a fast player when I see 1800 bullet. Like perfect technique. Oh man, mate? No, it's no mate. Not perfect technique. Too aggressive. They're so fast, man. How could this player possibly be 1800 in bullet? That's not conceivable. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Another blunder. They've got very good technique. And speed. I don't know, Knights Templar. Yeah, not an 1800 bullet player. They did screw it up at some moment, but I'm not sure they were even lost. They were lost for one move. Wow, here they were lost because they dropped a rook h7 check. I didn't see it in time pressure. But it was a draw other than that one move blunder. He was never losing. White demonstrated really... This is crazy, like psycho-aggressive, king g5. Sorry, king f4. King f4 is psycho. Like, most people would play, you know, a safe move here. This guy plays king f4. I mean, 30 CPL, 2 blunders, 3 inaccuracies. The blunder number 1 was, like, hanging the game in time pressure. And I don't know what his other blunder was, but... Yeah, there's no physical way that player could be 1800 in bullet. I get freaked out by people like that. Like, they've got the weird ratings. It's just kind of sus. Alright. Yeah, I underestimated how fast he would be. You see someone's 1800 in bullet and you think, well, they're slow. You know, if they were master strength in blitz and 1800 bullet, that means that they're slow. They have to be really slow. There's no other conceivable way you could be 2200 in blitz and 1800 in bullet. Unless you're just freaking slow, you know. And he's actually fast, which is weird. Alright, we've seen this before. Ask me, what are you apologizing for? I joke around the little brother comment. Well, it's hardly a joke. I mean, it is a joke, but there are millions of people on lichess, and a lot of them share accounts with their friends and family members, so it's obviously against the rules, but they do it anyway. You can play the same account in like bullet, and they're like, oh, I let my 3-year-old son use the account for blitz. They'll share the same account, but they just like play different time controls with different people. Oh, I thought it was okay. My 2-year-old son plays the bullet, and I play blitz. But don't apologize for everything, Asterbait. Wait, you're playing? You're playing, not playing, but playing. I thought you meant you were playing a game. E6 last game. We're super late. Gotta go. So, very safe play by white. English. Reverse hedgehog. Queen's Indian reversed. Well, I'm actually playing the hedgehog now. Looks like you're playing Sumahari. Are you going to castle queenside or what? Please don't castle queenside. Please. Please. I try not to take the chat too seriously lately. It's gotten worse. I'm just not feeling a lot of energy. I think I had a big breakfast and I have food coma or something. Alright, knight c5. I try to eat well in the mornings when I'm streaming, but sometimes it has a negative effect because it actually pushes me down. Give me the bishop. Give me that. Give me that. Bishops are stronger than knights, right? He loses a piece here. ST33. What we have here is a failure to calculate. Gotta be careful about putting that bishop on d3. It's a more aggressive square, but at the same time. Now, you should never let me take your bishop. Admit your mistake and play bishop e2 here. But in any case, this is the better square here. Maybe you can try knight e4. Before I play knight c5, try to swap some pieces. Sacrificial lamb. didn't take the nugget. I'm going to keep that extra pawn. And I'm not going to give you access to that d4 square yet, which is going to block up everything. But we're up a whole piece. I mean, this is trivial. But I don't want to underestimate such situations. You know, I've lost a lot of games because I let my guard down from winning positions. Once I lost a rook up against Huang Chang. Once I almost lost a rook up against Onishuk. So, even a rook up, you know, let alone like just up a piece, it's possible to screw it up. You never ever let up because you're up material or you think you have a winning position. My advice to everyone is like pretend you're playing Magnus Carlsen 24/7, even when you have a winning position. Most importantly, when you have a winning position. What is that quote, Asterbait? The hardest thing to win is a one game. Is that another Tartakover? You're the expert on quotes here. But if you promote all your pawns to queens, my experience is it has a tendency to increase your chance for stalemate. I trolled people by doing that when I was pissed they wouldn't resign, but on multiple occasions I've stalemated because I start, even no matter what you tell yourself. Yeah, you can only make multiple queens if you're accurate about it. Beware of stalemate. Never let up. If you're doing it for sadistic reasons and you're still playing the best move, then it's alright. But I tend to allow those stalemates. No matter how many times I tell myself not to allow a stalemate, I still do it. Happens so many times. It's ridiculous. The stalemates are tricky. Yeah, we're gonna trade pieces. And we're just up a piece plus Knightus. And ST333 is a player who does not give up, clearly. He's probably saved a lot of bad positions. That was Lasker? Okay. Well, I've saved a lot of bad positions too. I'm a pretty good defender. Never been an opening specialist, so. Alright guys, time to go. Off to work. It was nice knowing you. It was nice knowing you folks. Look at that. Maneuvering calmly. Brutal. Even defended against that. Uh-oh. And how do we finish him off here? Well, I'm gonna take the pawn. Don't get your knight trapped. Another good move. I'm gonna fix that pawn on the wrong color. Damn, dude, he's brutal. He just will not give up. Don't really want to trade pawns. I've never seen anyone defend so hard in a totally lost position here. His will to defend this is pretty admirable. I mean, I would lose motivation in White's position, honestly. Alright guys, I gotta go. Thanks for your games. We're gonna be back on Sunday with the simul. Sunday at 6:30 CET. Take care, everyone. Have a peaceful and happy weekend. Bye-bye.